Hello, today I'll be talking about the connection between the mob and a very successful family in America, which are the Kennedys, and I will be especially talking about the election with JFK. The Kennedy family got whatever they wanted, no matter what it took. This successful family is mainly known for their positions in government, for one being a president, one being a United States Attorney General, and one being a United States ambassador. Even though they were able to hold these high positions in government, they had to have a connection that allowed them to attain these powerful jobs, and that connection was the mob. It all started with Joseph Kennedy, the father of JFK, and the leader of the pact, when he started bootlegging during the Prohibition era. In addition, when JFK wanted to run for office, the mob also was there to help them. The mob and the Kennedys had a very special bond, for they were enemies, but they were also friends. They had a good connection because they had each other's backs, and they made pacts and promises that they would help each other out, for the mobsters would do whatever they needed to do to get the Kennedys in these high positions of powers and not be convicted. In addition, they also had a hatred for the Kennedys because of Robert Kennedy, the younger brother of JFK. Robert Kennedy was elected for the United States Attorney General, and his main attack was on organized crime. And organized crime mainly deals with mobsters. So when he became in office, he attacked the men, he deported them and put them in jail. He put those men that helped his family be successful away forever, and he sent them out of America. And that made the mobsters very, very angry with the Kennedy family. Therefore, the Kennedy family is a well-known, successful household name that had a few rough patches in their life. Yet these low and high points in their life was mainly because of the mob. The Kennedys were an extraordinary family who became successful by working or pulling whatever or whosever strings that they needed to. Aforementioned that Joseph Kennedy was the first connection with the mob during the Prohibition era when he created his whiskey business. In addition to his whiskey business, he also used to gamble on horse races that the mobsters would gamble on, and he would also party with the mobsters at nightclubs. So since there was a connection with the mobsters, at first with Joseph Kennedy, when JFK wanted to become into office, Joseph Kennedy knew who to call to help his son win presidency. So therefore, when Joseph Kennedy was bootlegging in the Prohibition era, he dealt with a mobster named Sam Giancana, which was a Chicago mobster. So when JFK needed help, he called the same guy, Sam Giancana. Sam Giancana was the ruler of Chicago, so when JFK needed votes, Sam Giancana rigged Chicago so JFK could win Illinois. Although Sam Giancana rigged the votes, he also had another connection with JFK, and that connection was Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was connected to the mob, and he was also connected with JFK. So it was like a triangle that they held. Frank Sinatra was very big at that time, and even though he is currently dead, he still is popular, but you can just imagine how he was back then. So when people found out that JFK was best friends with Frank Sinatra, they would automatically change their vote from Nixon to JFK, because Frank Sinatra was a pop star. He influenced so many people. So Frank Sinatra would also help do concerts and bring JFK's name out to the public, which was also controlled by Sam Giancana. Although the mob had a very connected relationship and a positive one at the time with the mob, they also had a negative relationship with them when Robert Kennedy became the United States Attorney General. When he became the United States Attorney General, he started to send the mobsters away to jail, and he would send them out of the country, which made which made the mobsters totally angry. So even though they had a positive relationship and a negative relationship with the mob, there are some conspiracies that the Kennedys made the mob so angry that they hired people to kill JFK. According to Newsmax.com, there is a mafia man named Jimmy Sutton who actually changed his name to Files, and he admitted to actually killing JFK. So, I mean, there's conspiracies here and there that the mob did it or the government did it, whatever. It is what it is. All we know is that the Kennedy family, a very successful family that grew up in front of the public eye, being a very successful family in government, they had a connection with the mob. And their success mainly comes from the mob because the mob helped them out so much. So therefore, it says that people think, did the mobsters actually...